Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Edge Plus expert panel discussion. Our first panelist is a highly respected academic, clinician, and a researcher whose work has influenced both medical education and patient care. He serves as a professor in the Department of Obstetrics and Gynecology at Usmanu Danfodio University, Sokoto, and is the chief consultant obstetrician and gynecologist at the University Teaching Hospital. A renowned fertility specialist and accomplished researcher with more than 150 published scientific papers, including extensive work on oxidative stress, and currently serving as the deputy chairman of the Medical Advisory Committee for Research and Ethics. Please join me in welcoming Professor Abubakar Pante. AV team kindly. Yes, our professor is spotlighted. Thank you. Welcoming you, sir. Our next panelist brings together the worlds of public health, epidemiology, and medical statistics and health system development. A fellow of both the West African College of Physicians and the National Postgraduate Medical College in Public Health. He has led numerous national and international public health initiatives and research projects as the Chief Executive Officer of the AVE Health Science Limited and the Project Manager of the Vitamin D Enhancement Project in Nigeria. His work continues to create awareness on one of today's most important public health concerns, vitamin D deficiency. Please welcome Dr. Tarfakene. AV team kindly spotlight our doctor. Welcome, Doctor. Our next distinguished panelist is a respected professor of public health and community medicine at Obafemi Awolowo University, Nigeria, and currently serving as the head of the Department of Community Health. A fellow of the West African College of Physicians, she is a renowned public health physician, researcher, and the first female chairman of the Medical and Dental Consultants Association of Nigeria at the OATHU chapter. Beyond academia, she is the founder and CEO of the Spur Hub, where she mentors and empowers young people to discover purpose and pursue excellence. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Professor Marcelina Yininade. AV team, let's spotlight our third panelist, please. Thank you. Welcome, Professor.
Thank you so much, Intu.
Our next expert brings over 13 years of professional experience in pharmacy, backed by a strong academic foundation in pharmacology and pharmaceutical sciences. A respected member of the Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria and a certified basic life support coach, he continues to contribute to healthcare through clinical practice, patient education, and professional excellence. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our pharmacist, Badmos. AV team, kindly spotlight our pharmacist. Welcome. Welcome, sir. So, ladies and gentlemen, our distinguished panel is now complete. We invite you to listen, learn, and reflect. So I'm privileged to go to Professor Abubakar Pante for the first question. Professor, as a renowned obstetrician, gynecologist, and a fertility specialist, you have had the opportunity to observe Edge Plus from a clinical perspective. Based on your experience, what benefits have you seen, particularly with your area of specialty? Over to you, sir. Can you please unmute Professor? AV team? Please unmute Professor Abubakar Pante.
Thank you very much. I've been trying to unmute. Thank you very much, Tintu. And my experience with H Plus go far back to 2023, 3 years ago. Before I do that, I just want to state some background, because as somebody who has done a lot of research on oxidative stress, I want to state that as a foundation before I state my experience. That will give a background to understand what I will be talking about in my experience sharing in my area of specialty. We all know that oxidative stress is said to occur when there is an imbalance between free radicals and antioxidants. And these free radicals are usually released during the normal cellular metabolism of our cells, which compose all the various tissues and organ systems of the body. So in almost every disease condition, oxidative stress is said to occur. Now, these antioxidants are the ones that mop these free radicals to prevent damage to cells, DNA, and of course helps normal cellular rejuvenation. Now, this particular product called H3 Plus has 3 unique ingredients in it. One is immune formulation. This immune formulation contains 3 basic amino acids that form glutathione, which is your cysteine, glutamate, and glycine. So these 3 basic amino acids, when ingested, your body will now form this glutathione, which is the most potent and strongest antioxidant in the body to mop this oxidative stress I talked about. And this particular product is patented. Now, secondly, you have tumacin, which is highly researched and derived from our turmeric extract. It's about 200% supercharged and more potent than the normal turmeric extract. This tumacin is a very potent anti-inflammatory agent, and it's an antiviral, antibiotic, antifungal, antiparasitic, antibacterial, and anti-almost everything. Now, the next one, which is also patented, is your vitamin D3, which is a body readily form of vitamin D3, which is completely formed from plants, vegan, completely vegan. In case those who are vegetarians, it's completely formed from plants. And I know somebody who talks so detailed about vitamin D is already smiling, so I won't say much about that. Now, what is my experience? What is my experience with this unique product? You can see 3 unique products being put together by these great researchers, and it has availed us opportunity to be able to assist our patients. In my area of specialty and as an obstetrician and gynecologist, I will state the roles, my experience and areas where my patients benefit from this product. Number 1, in male factor infertility. Usually when men are infertile, we request for what we call seminal fluid analysis. And by the time we see the range, movement, number, or shapes of this, I'm just trying to use common language to avoid medical jargons, in their seminal fluid parameters, most of the times we don't have much options than to screen for infections and look for the cause. But here you are with a very unique product that I've been using for the past 3 years on my male factor infertile patients. And it's very simple. When you request for seminal fluid analysis and it's deranged, and you commence your patient on this particular product, 3 months later, if they did not achieve pregnancy, 3 months later, you will definitely see a tremendous improvement in the seminal fluid analysis of your patients. That I have been observing for the past 3 years. I have never seen a single patient, I have not observed a single patient whose parameters has not been improved. In fact, I'm currently trying it on those who don't have cells at all. Secondly, in patients who have PMOS, which we used to call PCOS, I use this product as an adjunct, to the conventional medical treatment of this pathology. And that used to improve the outcome of their treatment. These particular patients do not usually ovulate because they have oligomenorrhea, hirsutism, and hyperandrogenism, ICANE, and usually that's why the new terminology suits them better, polyendocrine metabolic polycystic syndrome. Now, these products, I use this product on them with tremendous success. Number 3, I also use this product in patients in my area of specialty, in patients who are advanced in age, 35, 36, 37, 40, 42. You know, usually some of them will have poor ovarian reserve. And then the moment a lady advances in age, her fertility declines. So when you text with a product called anti-Mullerian hormone, usually sometimes it is low. When I commence them on this particular product, I always start with 3 months, and then I reassess after 3 months, and that used to improve this anti-Mullerian hormone that these patients that is currently low. If I have a particular patient who was around 41, she was going for in vitro fertilization, and they said her AMH is low, so they have to use surrogate, that is ovum donation from another younger person. And for religious reasons, she declined, and she came back, and I commenced her on this product. I think she took it for about 4-5 months, and they were able to harvest her own ovum. So that is how tremendous impact we've achieved with some of these products. The one important thing again, in the male aspect, you know, patients who are diabetic and hypertensive, some of them used to have problem with erection, loss of libido, you understand, because of the nature of their pathology. Now, this is one product I use for them, and in fact, I have this patient who has 3 wives. He's a diabetic and has poor erection, and of course he has 3 wives. You know what that pressure can be from the Aza room. This one now is Aza rooms. So I just commenced him on this product. He has barely finished 1 canister, and he called me, "Professor, I am back." So these are testimonies, and some of us who are male that are taking this product can testify that this boosts libido. In fact, in my area, my patients have given this product a name, Maidatohoyaro, meaning literally in English, turn an older person back to a younger person. That is a nickname they gave this particular unique product. Now, in my patients who are climacteric or menopausal or perimenopausal, we all know that that is the end of reproductive career of women, where they exhibit a lot of symptoms. This product help in managing their hot flushes, their mood changes, their skin, and what have you. Their skeletal issue, bone pains, leg pains, it helps manage it a lot, especially those of them who have arthritis from low estrogen. So when I commence them on this particular product, they do well on it. And those ones are even on it continuously. They don't just want to stop, because by the time they stop for 1 or 2 months, their symptoms or pains will come back. So these are some areas where I have experience with this drug. I am not talking about financial experience. I'm talking about, because financial experience is another discussion. We are talking about scientific experience, what we observe from our patients. Because my colleagues sometimes will say evidence-based, and we know that evidence starts from one person. Evidence cannot generate itself. It has to be generated by us through our patients when we use a product, because individually, if you look at the various constituents of this particular unique product, it's well researched, and there are a lot of paper publications on it. But its combination as H3 plus is unique, and that's what we're observing as professionals. I know my colleagues will talk more on other components of this particular unique product. I have somebody who is so passionate about vitamin D. I know he will say so much about it. So it's a very unique product that I personally have been using. This is my 10th month, and I don't think anybody can guess my age, because definitely I am looking far, far younger than my age, because this particular product makes you look younger, stronger, energetic, and vibrant. Over to you, Tinto. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Panti. Your first-hand clinical experience and the encouraging outcomes you have witnessed in your gynecology practice have given us a deeper level of confidence and understanding. We sincerely appreciate you for sharing your expertise and valuable time with this Alpha family. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Dr. Tefa, Dr. Abubakar was taking your name many times. Vitamin D deficiency is increasingly being recognized as a global health concern, especially among the people living in the urban environments. From a public health perspective, why has this become such a significant issue and why should people be more aware of it? Over to you.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you to my panelists, colleagues here. Thank you, Professor Panti. He has started calling me the vitamin D doctor. I think I love that name. Some few years back, my team at AVSN started studying this as part of some few responsibilities that we had, and they were started learning a lot and started creating awareness. What we have known today is tremendously great. One, over 1 billion people across the globe are deficient in vitamin D. From Dubai to Doha to Nigeria to South Africa, everywhere in the world, people are going through challenges, and the basic background problem is vitamin D deficiency. Where for other locations, you may blame the weather because during winter, people have the sun. During winter, people don't have the sun. During summer, people have the sun, so they go out during summer to experience the sun, and then they have vitamin D. But why is winter? The sun is not there, so they get deficient. But for tropics like Africa, like Nigeria, like Ghana, like Joburg, the issue is not the absence of the sun. The issue is change in behavior. Individuals are now working in offices where they move from their homes, enter AC car, go to AC office, and of course, the time that you're supposed to expose yourself to the sun for the UVB rays to hit your skin and initiate the process of production of vitamin D is between 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. And that is the time most of us are in our offices, either doing some work as doctors, doing war rounds, and running clinics. So our skin is never exposed to the sun as is expected. Of course, you can also get vitamin D through the gut, but the foods that we eat don't contain vitamin D a lot. Now, most of what we're supposed to eat that have vitamin D is not what we're eating. Mushrooms contain vitamins D. Of course, oily fish, fish liver oils, and of course, egg yolk. But what we eat today is not the boiled egg, it's the fried egg. And these are amino acids. So by the time you fry them, already you have destroyed the source of vitamin D there. So why is it a particular problem in urban setting? One, we're not getting it right. Two, we are no longer eating food substances that even contain calcium that we're supposed to get when the sun hits our body and vitamin D is available. Green vegetables of all kinds contain calcium. But what do we eat today? Fried chicken, fried rice, all manner of items that don't, Indomie and all those things that don't contain any source of calcium. So where the problem is the relationship between vitamin D and calcium absorption. So because we're not being exposed to the sun, we're deficient in vitamin D. Then once we're deficient in vitamin D, if we want to give the person a whole drum of calcium, that calcium cannot be absorbed because vitamin D enhances the absorption of calcium and phosphate. When you give someone calcium without knowing the person's vitamin D status, you are behaving as if you are pouring water in a basket, but assuming it's a bucket. Because whatever the person takes, if vitamin D is not available, the person will simply pass it out. Now, why is it important? Before now, we never knew. But remember COVID, most people that died of COVID had vitamin D deficiency, and it's documented. Why is it that important? Because we now know that vitamin D is an immune modulator. So it affects the immune system. But importantly, cardiovascular systems that we have today are dependent on vitamin D, and I will explain. Now, what is the role of vitamin D in individual's life? There are over every cell of the body contain vitamin D receptors, every cell. And there are over 3,000 genes that are related to vitamin D. So let's take the heart, for instance. Now, vitamin D is responsible for absorption of calcium. And calcium is responsible to contraction of the heart and, of course, nerve transmission. So if there's no vitamin D, definitely absorption of calcium will be affected and this person will have low calcium. What happened to the contraction of the heart? You have irregular habits. The second point is that vitamin D deficiency is responsible for sarcopenia. Sarcopenia simply means weakness and fibrosis of the muscles. And the heart, by extension, is a muscle. So if there's no vitamin D, what do you expect? There will be cardiac sarcopenia. So the heart is not contracting as is expected. Thirdly, the body by its nature is supposed to convert L-arginine to nitric oxide. When we're young, that reaction is perfect because L-arginine is at that time considered a non-essential amino acid because the body produces it. As we get older, our ability to produce L-arginine is lost. So we need L-arginine coming from food like green vegetables, bitter leaf, all manner of green vegetables. Now, the enzyme endothelial nitric oxide is supposed to act on L-arginine to convert it to nitric oxide, which is a vasodilator. Now, Professor Ferry Morad won the Nobel Prize in 1998 for discovering the biological properties of nitric acid. Now, what is important in this reaction? Vitamin D is a cofactor in that reaction. So without vitamin D, the enzyme endothelial nitric acid will not work. So the body cannot vasodilate naturally, which means even if we are placing someone antihypertensive, you have to give the person a higher dose because this individual is not vasodilating at all because vitamin D is not there. Now, of course, let's look at other organs. Is it the muscles or stuff like that? Professor Panti was talking about erectile dysfunction. Now, for someone to achieve erection, 3 things must happen. One, they must be desire. Now, the precursor for testosterone is vitamin D. So without the vitamin D, you cannot even produce testosterone. So for a man, desire may not even be there. The second point is that the erectile organ must actually have blood supply to it. Now, we are seeing situations where these guys are not vasodilating. So they are vaso-occluding. So which means blood supply to the penile organ is not as expected. But lastly, once there's erection, there must be synthetic action of the muscles of the pelvic floor, which is what is supposed to create that action and maintain erection. These guys experience erection, but it's not sustained because there is sarcopenia of the pelvic floor muscles, the bubocavernosum, the perineal ulnar muscles. All of them becomes weak. Now, once they are weak, this individual cannot achieve the desired erection. That is why Prof is saying that 3 months gives back the result. It is true because the combination of the vitamin D, the combination of glutathione in this process makes it very fast. Why is it important? Vitamin D by itself is an antioxidant. So once it's deficient, the person lost the ability to scavenge free radicals. So in this product, this is what is interesting. One, all pain-related, chronic inflammation-related are being addressed by tumacin. But the lost ability of vitamin D in terms of antioxidant properties is now covered by the glutathione precursors. So while this guy is achieving an increased level of vitamin D when it's given this product, the glutathione component complement and synergize this effort. This person healed perfectly. Now, let me say that, look, vitamin D deficiency also affects the mood. In developed world, we talk about seasonal affective disorder. Now we're seeing adolescent children with depression because they leave the home, go to a school where there's no playground, they stay, come back, and of course, playing on the computer. They don't have exposure to the sun. They don't have any source of vitamin D. 1 year, 2 years, they go into vitamin D deficiency. And the first manifestation is depression. So someone may think that they are on drugs, but they are not. It's because they are having vitamin D related depression. Now, for those of us that are on this call, please, before the call, and just Google vitamin D deficiency and prostate cancer. Because of the immune modulation properties of vitamin D, when it's deficient, it also affects the prostate. And remember, the prostate also contracts. The contraction ability also contribute the issues around erectile dysfunction. Let me stop at this point before Pro will say that I'm talking so much about vitamin D, but this is what I do on a daily basis, creating awareness, ensure people understand the dynamics, and telling everybody that you must have sunshine breaks. For all of us on this call, make it a behavior that at least once a day, you expose yourself to the sun at least for 5 minutes, because that is sufficient for you to produce at least 5,000 international units of vitamin D. Of course, with the aid of Edg3+, you may have a better outcome in whatever medical condition you are managing. Thank you and over.
Thank you, Dr. Tefa. Your perspective has helped us better understand an important health concern from a public health standpoint. We sincerely appreciate your time, your expertise, and your valuable contribution today. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Professor Marcelina, as both a distinguished public health physician and a successful entrepreneur, why do you believe supporting the body's natural glutathione production through Edg3 Plus is a wiser approach than glutathione injections? And how has your experience at V Malaysia further reinforced your confidence in the product and the vision of this business? Over to you, Professor.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Titu. And I love your energy. Thank you. Oh, wow. So let me first start by saying one of my best components in Edge Plus is glutathione. Professor Abubakar Panti will always let me um, tell me that it's Marcelina presents only glutathione and many other things. So glutathione, the question is very interesting. Thank you for letting me have this opportunity. And I am very grateful to Alpha family, my family. And so glutathione in Edge Plus. It's actually the precursors of glutathione, as Professor Abubakar Panti has mentioned. And these are proteins. This is the glutamate, the glycine, and the cysteine, double molecules of cysteine, compared to all other formulas out there that claim to produce glutathione. Also, what's most important about this question you asked me was that at the VCon in Malaysia, I was privileged, courtesy of my mentors, V Council Arun, member Arun, and then our AVP Nasibiar. I was privileged to meet Dr. Selvan, the anti-aging expert himself, and the obstetrician and gynecologist. And I asked him this question at the interview, and I said, a lot of people are using glutathione injections to lighten their skin, especially those in the film industry and many celebrities. And what's the difference between this? The question you just asked me and Edge. Now, the question is that glutathione from an external source is being directly injected into the body. And there might be some acception of it, and there might be some delayed reaction of it, but it's not a natural process. However, Edge Plus does not directly infuse glutathione to the body. What it does is that it gives the body the proteins in which to grow and to develop and form its own glutathione reserves. And so this is a natural and sustainable way of addressing or increasing glutathione reserves in the body. And so when the body does increase its glutathione reserve naturally, it goes further to work at the mitochondrial level of the cells, giving energy and also, laying new cells. And then new cells develop into healthy tissue develop into healthy organs. And hence, all the activity or the functions of glutathione to beautifying the skin, lightening the skin, especially those who are lighter becomes lighter, light becomes lighter, and those who are dark begin to have a glow on the sheen, In addition to that, the glutathione that is released or that is produced naturally is able to do much more than the glutathione that is pumped and infused into the body. And that is highly sustainable. Over the years, there might be, or there are beginning to be complications in the use of those glutathione injections. They're not sustainable, remember, and they are forcing the body to do things that is not meant to do. And then this becomes so overt, so sudden, and then it also has some effects on the body because it is sometimes seen as an external should I say, material or whatever in the body, and the body may react, hence causing some other forms of sickness and illness in those people who use them. That is this. And so they keep on maintaining with increasing doses, and sometimes it might not work anymore because the body is being forced to do this. So the protein precursors in Edg are normal. From the age of 20 and above, we tend to lose the ability to make glutathione in our bodies. Hence, to help our body to actually develop or to regenerate or rejuvenate, we need to infuse the body with the proteins to help it, just like a mother nurturing its baby, giving breast milk, food, formula, so that the baby grows up. And hence we'll have naturally present glutathione reserves in the body. That helps. One thing about me since I've noticed since I started taking Edge is my skin is glowing. And everybody's saying, you're supposed to be older, but you're looking younger. I said, come and do what I'm doing. Come and take what I'm taking so that you will be like me as well. So that's my marketing strategy for Edge. Okay, my experience in VCon. VCon was amazing. I can say that over and over and over and over again. Apart from the fact that I was dollarized and nairalized, using the words of Professor Booker Panti, I met awesome people. I met dreamers from across the world. I met Asian tigers. I met Africans doing wonderful things, Francophone Africans. I met people from Europe, everywhere, I say it. And they even said that was even the small beacon. I wonder what will happen in the September one. And also the carnival. The carnival was spectacular in the sense that there were products, we purchased our products, and we have freebies. In fact, I didn't take enough luggage bags to the VCon, but I came back with 2 extra luggage bags and I didn't even buy them. And then I reached out to my people. I said, look, this what's going on here is crazy. John, come and join me here and let's go to the next VCon in September. Also, I got to interview Datuk, Dr. Selvin. I mean, he's an octogenarian, but he looks as if he's 40 years, as in real life. I told him, I said, Datuk, with due respect, namaste, your videos don't do you justice. He is the product of the product, anti-aging expert. This is a world-class nutraceutical. Edge, a lot of research has gone into this, $25 million. NIH approved, US patented, and all of this he told me. Anyway, let me go on. I'm a personal development space. I'm a CEO of the Sport Hub. I heard nuggets from VCon. I was supercharged at VCon. I heard words. I heard open your mind, I heard, believe it. I heard so many things because the slogan of this VCon was reform, transform, and perform. I hadn't even left VCon when I heard one of our V partners, Satin, said something. He said, look, if you like the window seats, for once in your life, take the middle seat and tell the person by your right and your left, I have a plan. Show them your plan. You know what? You are on the plane. They have nowhere to go. They will listen to your plan, the left person, the right person. And that's exactly what I did. I signed up someone in the airport at Dubai. And she's here today. And I'm excited that she's one of us today. And the VCon energy will stay with me. So if you're here, call your friends, your family, everyone you love, and tell them, pack your bags, come to VCon in September and have a good time. It was awesome and amazing. Thank you so much, Tintu. I love your energy. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much, Professor. You beautifully explained the importance of supporting the body's own natural production of glutathione and why that approach is both smarter and more sustainable. It's wonderful. And it's also wonderful to hear from you how WeCon broadened your perspective, connected you with leaders from across the world, and strengthened your
Thank
belief
you.
in this incredible journey. And thank you for sharing
Thank
such a
you.
heartfelt experience. Thank you.
Thank you.
And speaking with the last panelist, pharmacist Badmos. As a healthcare professional, you have seen the experiences and feedback of people using Edg3 Plus. From a pharmacist perspective, how has that shaped your confidence, not only in the product, but also in the long-term business opportunity it represents? Over to you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Madam Tintu, for this opportunity to share my experience. You know, I manage I'm a manager for one of the popular brands, and one of my major one of the things I do majorly is sales. And my first encounter with the products, just looking at it, very attractive. It's actually very attractive and beautiful when you see the product. And I thought to myself, this is just one of those products that you just come and shine. This is a marketing strategy. They just beautify it. I don't think there's any much this thing could do. So I ignored it. That was sometime last year. And all of a sudden, when I was running my reports, my weekly reports, Edg3 kept popping up. I'm seeing 5 today sold. I'm seeing 10 tomorrow. I'm seeing 25. The value keep increasing. And I'm saying, no, this is not normal. I need to go down. I need to go to the shop floor. I need to meet with my team. I don't see supplement doing this way, doing this good. So I went there, spoke to them, different branches, and they all told me about the magic things it does, the wonderful thing it does, and how they've been prescribing, to their clients and friends. And I said, oh, okay, let me do some research. And I researched about the content, got good knowledge. Like Professor Panti said, there are a lot of journals on the content of Edg3 Plus. But Edg3 Plus now brought them together. There's synergism, there. And then I started giving it to my clients that have complained of long-term illness, clients with chronic pain, client that had even asthma. I'm not saying it cures asthma, but it relieves it. Most of those respiratory diseases that we encounter, Edg3 Plus does wonders if you actually prescribe it and take it long term. And I started doing this, and I'm getting, because in my profession, results and feedback are very crucial. When you get results and you're getting positive feedbacks and you're getting referral, then the product must be outstanding. And that's what I found with Edg3 Plus. Been getting feedbacks from family and friends, been getting referrals. And I was a very happy man, because now I could sit down, I could stand high in some places and say, I have something that would work for you. And literally it would work for you. And then all of a sudden, they told me there's a business associated with it. And I was like, business associated with this, I am interested. Because something that works is not there's not a business attached to it. Then there's sustained growth, there's longevity in whatever business is associated with this particular product. And I went into the business, and I'm very happy. I'm extremely happy with what I've achieved so far. You can leverage on clients' loyalty. You can leverage on their trust. These are things that we've been doing. This is a product that I've been pitching and I've been doing even without the business. And then there's a business part of it. And I even thought initially that what business is this? I hope it's not a complex business. I hope it's not that I'll be doing this, I'll be doing that. But when the business plan was laid out, it was simple. There's no complexity to the business. And then there's something I found out too about the business. The people involved in it, your upline, they actually care. You know, there's mentorship, it's free, people care about you, people want your progress, you know, and the product genuinely works. So when you have value, you have products, you have a physical product, you have value, it is genuine, it is working, and you're doing business alongside you. What could be better than that? So I started sometime around last year. I started business sometime around last year, and I must tell you, I've gotten my capital back, gotten some profits, and I'm hoping to get more. You know, and I always say this to my people, to some of the people I talk to about this business. This is a business you can actually borrow money for. Unlike other businesses, you can actually borrow money to run this business, and then you would achieve more. Literally, that's what I did. And here I am today, a very proud person. I've achieved a lot, and I know I'm still going to achieve more. I've not been to VCon yet, but maybe by September, I'll be one of the members there. And it has been a very wonderful experience. I am very sure I'm not touching all areas, and I'm not expressing myself as I should. I'm supposed to have expressed myself more than this. I don't know why I'm like this, but you won't regret it. You won't regret this business. You won't regret doing it. Please, anybody out there, if you are there on this call, it is legit, 100%. It's genuine, and the product, I always say this thing, the product actually works, because if you are dealing with something that actually works, the product that actually works, then your confidence level grows from 100 to 200%. So I have achieved my dream, because my dream is to make money while doing the thing I love to do. I've been able to improve my patient quality of life and earning money, good money at the same time. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Pharmacist Badmoose. It's truly encouraging to hear how your professional experience and genuine feedback you have received have strengthened your confidence in both the product and the business. Thank you for sharing those valuable insights with the Alpha family. Thank you. A big round of applause to all our distinguished panelists. Thank you. Thank you for sharing your knowledge, your experience, and your valuable insights with the entire Alpha family. We truly appreciate your time and expertise. To each of the respected panelists, thank you for enriching this platform.